President Obama heads to Camp David today for the 4th of July weekend after turning down Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell's offer to meet with Republicans over the budget stalemate. CBS News senior White House correspondent Bill Plante has the latest this morning on those negotiations. Bill, good morning.
Good morning to you, Erica. Well, now the talks are stalled, so both sides are playing to public opinion. Senator McConnell delivered his invitation to the president from the Senate floor, and the White House, just as publicly, said no thanks.
What the senator invited the president to do was to hear Senate Republicans restate their maximalist position. We know what that position is. And he also invited the president to hear what would not pass. That's not a conversation worth having.
After the president's taunt that Congress was away too often, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid announced that the Senate would forego its July 4th break and instead work on a deal to raise the debt ceiling and balance the budget.
It's very important that we do this. That moment is too important, the obstacle's too steep, and the time too short to waste even a moment.
Bipartisan talks led by Vice President Biden have identified more than $1 trillion worth of spending cuts over 10 years. But the White House is also insisting on revenue increases. A limit on deductions for people the president called millionaires and billionaires would apply to anyone making more than $200,000 a year and raise $290 billion over 10 years. A change in accounting practices, $60 billion. Elimination of oil and gas loopholes, $45 billion. Elimination of an interest deduction for hedge funds, $20 billion. Elimination of the corporate jet loophole, $3 billion. A total over 10 years, $418 billion. Republicans say all those ideas are dead on arrival.
No, the Congress isn't going to approve hundreds of billions of dollars in tax hikes. It's simply not going to happen.
And Republicans let it be known they were unhappy that the president was out of town at political fundraisers instead of meeting with them at the Capitol.
So maybe if you just take a Valium and calm down and come on down and talk to us, why, it might be helpful.
Well, each side is obviously trying to make sure that the other gets the blame if this doesn't work. But Democrats familiar with the negotiations tell CBS News that they remain confident there will be a deal. They say the drop-dead date is about July 22nd in order to have something by August 2nd, which is the deadline. That means that you can expect 3 or 4 more weeks of all this public posturing, while maybe behind the scenes there's actual talking going on. Erica?
Just what everybody wanted to hear, 3 more weeks of it. Bill Plante at the White House this morning. Bill, thanks.